Impacts of climate change. The average temperature in India has risen by around 0.7 degrees Celsius during the last century from 1901 to 2018. The rise in temperature is largely because of the increase in the greenhouse gases induced by human activities. By the end of the 21st century, the average temperature over India is projected to rise by 2 to 4.4 degrees Celsius relative to the recent past, based on the average temperature rise between 1976 and 2005. The Bihar government assessed the vulnerability of the state and population to rising temperature and heat waves. 38 districts were mapped on the basis of their vulnerability, ranging from very high to very low. 29 districts fall in the high normal category and 4 in the high category. The map on your screen demonstrates the same. The high normal category is considered dangerous. The low normal districts are more affluent than the rest of the districts. The high category districts face all kinds of vagaries of nature, fighting against various disasters throughout the year. With warmer temperature, the atmosphere holds more water and causes more and faster evaporation. This results in more rainfall and intense storms in some areas, and also in drying over some other land areas. Over India, monsoon rains during the June to September months contribute to more than 3/4 of the annual rainfall and are vital for the country's agriculture and economy. The monsoon rainfall over India has declined by around 6% from 1951 to 2015, with notable decreases over the Indo-Gangetic Plains and the Western Ghats. In Bihar, a decreasing trend in rainfall is seen in several districts such as Katihar, Purnia, Siwan, Gopalganj, Bhojpur, and Sitamarhi. A significant increase in the number of dry days has also been seen in 20 districts. The decrease in rainfall will have a significant impact on the agricultural productivity in the region, as a significant proportion of farmers are dependent on rainfall for irrigation. In both the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea, sea surface temperatures are steadily rising, leading to more frequent cyclones. These cyclones in turn cause excessive snowfall, leading to snowstorms, especially in the Himalayas. Recent news articles have also predicted that water resources, agriculture, and coastal zones are prone to adverse impacts as a result of climate change. Extreme weather events in Bihar are becoming more and more frequent as years progress. 14 out of 50 districts most vulnerable to climate change in India are in Bihar. About 75% of the geographical area of North Bihar is considered to be prone to floods. Out of 38 districts, 28 districts get flooded, of which 15 districts are worst affected, causing huge loss of property, lives, farmlands, and infrastructure. Bihar's rivers mainly originate in Nepal. Since Nepal lies in a mountainous area and Bihar lies on a plain, this means that the impact of Nepal's climate-related disasters, especially floods, are also reflected on Bihar. The overall decrease of seasonal summer monsoon rainfall during the last 6 to 7 decades has led to an increased chance of droughts over India. In the absence of adequate rainfall, most part of Bihar, including North Bihar, which is prone to floods, faces drought situations. South and southwest Bihar are more vulnerable and often experiences severe drought situations. Districts of Munger, Nawada, Rohtas, Bhojpur, Aurangabad, and Gaya are the known drought-prone areas of the state. The main reason for drought in the state is delayed onset of the monsoon and uneven distribution of the population. Moreover, since 2005, rainfall patterns have changed in the state. According to the Bihar State Disaster Management Authority, the rains of the southwest monsoon are both erratic and irregular. Sea level rise is caused by pressure on water resources. This leads to sinking of the ground near the river delta region, land movements, and displacement of tectonic plates. This, in turn, leads to circulation changes on the surface of the ocean and also deep inside it. This warms the ocean and leads to melting of glaciers and ice sheets, thereafter leading to sea level rise. By 2040, Mumbai's sea level will rise by 0.12 meters compared to 0.4 meters in 2020. At Huron Point in Sundarbans, sea level will rise to 0.17 meters compared to 0.6 meters in 2020. Chennai will see a 0.10 meter rise compared to 0.3 meters in 2020. Cochin will likely see a sea level rise of 0.15 meters compared to 0.6 meters. Bhavnagar 0.22 meters compared to 0.8 meters in 2020. These projections are based on an intermediate emission scenario, where emissions have fallen globally, but not to very low levels. Climate change poses a risk of reducing agricultural yields by 15% to 25% in India, which could be among the most severely affected countries in the world, along with Africa, Central America, and parts of Australia. In Bihar, agriculture is impacted by climate change in two ways. One, through the impact of rainfall, and two, through the impact of temperature rise. Rainfall impacts agriculture because the increase in rainfall intensity will lead to floods and a slower rate of groundwater recharge, leading to the displacement of farms and farming populations. Increase in atmospheric humidity also causes an increase in pests, vectors, and fungal diseases. On the other hand, temperature rise offsets the carbon dioxide that growing crops need, which creates water stress and affects crop yield, specifically rabi and spring yields. Crops such as wheat, soybean, mustard, groundnut, potato, and maize will be affected. Agriculture plays a key role in the economy of Bihar, and it is therefore important that the sector adapts to climate change. We have seen that climate change will have implications on sustainability of agricultural production and in turn on the livelihoods of those dependent on agriculture. India, due to a relatively higher dependence on agriculture for livelihoods, is more likely to suffer from such an impending climate change.